Hey, Picks and Parlays family, welcome to the Net Picks and Chill Show with me and my good buddy over here, my favorite knucklehead. I'll say it because the other one's watching. Nick Earl, how you doing, brother?
I wish the Penguins and the Devils actually showed up to play hockey tonight. The Astros showed up to play some baseball, but other than that, I guess fine.
That's fair. Yeah. By the way, over in the comments section, my other knucklehead, favorite knucklehead, Tim Earl wants to talk about basketball. Save that for tomorrow. Yeah, the Warriors suck tonight. Anyway, right now, currently. That's all. Before I forget, because I always do, I want to get this out of the way real quick, some housekeeping stuff. If you haven't already, you should be over on the Facebook Morningwood page. It's facebook.com/group//Morningwood Picks. We are like 140 members away from 1,000. Real close. Last I looked, I think at like around game time, it was like 860. So we're like right there. But this show is all NHL all the time. So what we're going to do, if you guys have any games that you're interested either on tonight or tomorrow, drop them in the chat. Feel free to give us a like, give us a share, all that stuff. It's only like our third episode. We're just getting started here. So bear with us. Help us. Grow us. Be happy for us. We're doing something on a Tuesday night. So, even though every bet I have in the NHL is not looking good,
it's been a weird start to the NHL. I'll give it that.
And that's gonna go right into our first segment here, if you will, is the winless teams. There's only two left in the NHL: Arizona Coyotes and the Chicago Blackhawks. My question for Nick is, are you surprised by either one of these slow starts?
One of them, yes. One of them, no. I'm not surprised by the Coyotes. We knew coming into this season this was going to be a rough year for them, and they've proven that. I don't think they've cashed a single puck line the entire season. The +1.5. Oh, they did against Buffalo. But I mean, Buffalo. This has been a rough season for Arizona. Unfortunately, I've bet them in a couple games, and I'm not going to for a long, long time. I'm going to look to play puck lines against them, team total overs against them. This is a bad Coyotes team. On the other side, Chicago. This was a team.
I'm a little surprised, right?
This was a team that was supposed to compete this year. This is a team that added Marc-Andre Fleury in the offseason, added Tyler Johnson in the offseason, who added Seth Jones in the offseason. And they've done this. And to be honest, it's not getting any better because there's so many accusations going on with this Blackhawks team that we're not getting into for this show because I don't know enough about. But this team is in deep crap. And I don't think it starts from the top for them. And also, I believe Jonathan Taves just tested positive for COVID. I think so did Patrick Kane. This team is screwed right now. It's almost got me to a point where I want to bet Toronto tomorrow, but we know how I feel about Toronto right now. So, I mean, this is that's a stay away game for if I've ever seen one. But this is a Blackhawks team. I don't see it getting much better for them right now. It's been really rough to start the season for them.
And I mean, to be honest with you, I agree wholeheartedly with what you just said. Arizona, not surprised at all. They go 0-10 out the gate. I'm not surprised. Okay, they're not gonna have a lot of wins, if very many at all. They are an automatic fade for me. But Chicago was not an automatic fade for me, and now I think they're on my auto fade list right now because of exactly what you said. You just don't know which team's showing up, and it sounds like there's all kinds of disarray in that front office and from the team down. There's just drama. So much drama in the Chicago area. It's hard to be. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to rap, but it wasn't working out.
All good.
But, so let's get to our other burning question from our number one fan. Are the Sabres Cup Contenders? Say it slowly for your brother so he can write it down and stop asking me.
All right. Yeah, I'll give a long, detailed explanation. Hell no. Move on.
Next, to the other segment, we have to address our fans, Nick, even if it is your brother, okay? And then,
sorry, he was dropped on his head when he was a baby.
I don't know about that guy. But also, let's talk about, on the flip side of those winless teams, undefeated teams. We have a few in this talk that I am surprised about, and a few that I'm not. But I want you to go first here. Undefeated teams: Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, St. Louis Blues, and the Edmonton Oilers. Are you surprised by any of them, or are you not shocked at all?
All right, Florida, absolutely not. This is a really solid team, a very underrated team. I feel like this is the year they're going to take a step forward. I think they're Stanley Cup contenders, 100%. They've got good goaltending. Sergei Bobrovsky's their starter, but it should be Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight is a prodigy goalie for the Florida Panthers. He's going to be their future in net for years to come. And this is a really strong team. I even said Spencer Knight to win the Calder Trophy at 9-1 was something I was looking at. Spencer Knight at 25-1 to win the Vezina Trophy is something I was looking at to start the year. He just has to play more games. That's the only problem with him. And Alexander Barkov at 28 to 1 to win the MVP. I think he's one of the more underrated players in the NHL. Yes, I'm not surprised about this Florida Panthers team. Moving on, Carolina. I'm not surprised about them either. I remember in a futures show I did with Terry Edelman on ESB, I gave the Carolina Panthers 22 to 1 to win the Stanley Cup out as a futures play I liked.
Now I know you're high on them. Yeah,
I didn't bet the futures. I don't have the bankroll enough at the moment to put a certain amount of money aside for futures only. But if
it's a long game for sure.
But if I would have a 22 to 1 Carolina Hurricanes ticket in my back pocket. Frederick Anderson's looked absolutely amazing. This team has plenty of scoring on with Aho, Svechnikov, Teravainen, Nino Ryder. They added in Ethan Bear. They added in D'Angelo. They did lose Dougie Hamilton in the offseason, but I think that's just going to open up more salary cap to be able to get these good players that they did in the offseason. I like Carolina to go pretty far this season. They're a team that I'm definitely have my eye on to win the East. At 12 to 1 is something I also gave out during the future show. I think that this is a good Carolina Hurricanes team that is going to go pretty far this season. St. Louis. Also, I'm referring back to my show, the future show. Gave St. Louis to win their division at 16 to 1. This St. Louis team has depth. They've looked really good so far this season. Jordan Bennington has really looked good, and they had a nice addition with Pavel Buchnevich. This is a good Blues team. I definitely expected higher things from them this year, and that's what we gotten from them so far. So, no, I'm not surprised by the Blues either. They did beat the Avalanche one game, but other than that, this team's putting up goals in spades, and they've looked really good doing it. And then the Edmonton Oilers is the only one that I can truly say I'm surprised about, mainly because of their goaltending situation. Mike Smith and Alex Stalock, two of their better goalies, are on the IR right now, which means their goalie is Mikko Koskinen. Now
they're still winning.
He's going to they played Mikko Koskinen 2 straight games on a back-to-back and won them both. Very impressive. They're just going to try to outscore their opponents. They've got great offense. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. We all know those two players. They're two of the best players in hockey, and they're going to become the Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani of the NHL. But yeah, I mean, this is a good Oilers team. I wasn't as high on them, but when it comes to the playoffs, this is not a team I'm going to be betting. This is not a team I trust because they're not a team that's built to win in the playoffs. They're built to have a good regular season, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, out of all 4 of these teams, I'm probably most surprised by Edmonton, but I kind of already feel like I'm a little bit, I don't want to say more surprised, but more happy or excited for is St. Louis. Yes. St. Louis is in a tough division, okay? I mean, you think about it, St. Louis, Minnesota, Dallas, Colorado, right. All teams that could compete in the playoffs. In my opinion. I really do think that. Whereas opposed to, but then you have the flip side of that division also, 2 of the worst teams with Chicago and Arizona. But, it's not like football where there's only 4 teams in a division or anything like that. There's 7, 1, 2, 3,
You're going to have bad teams in the division.
There's a bunch. Yeah, exactly. So, you got St. Louis banging heads with Minnesota. You got Colorado banging heads. And Nashville on any given day, depending on what team shows up, could be contenders. Yeah. I mean, on a regular season basis, but I like watching Edmonton hockey though. Edmonton hockey's fun because it's lights out.
They're an exciting hockey team.
Exactly. Let's jump over to the chat. It's somebody besides Tim Earl in the chat. It's Richie P. He already hit the like button. I appreciate you, Richie. Stupid Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh killed my last Woodie standing day one.
What do you have?
He must have had. You must have had. Who did you have? Did you have the Penguins? I had the Penguins in my dog pick, but Tampa's up 3-0. So
yeah,
unless you had a first period.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's hurting me tonight. I have their team total over 2.5, and their money line, and I beat a line movement on the money line. I mean, I beat a 20-cent line movement, and I have New Jersey tonight. I got them at -105. They closed around -120. Bet your lines early. Get the best lines. Doesn't mean they're winners though. So.
Oh, he had first period over 1.5.
Yeah, first period unders have been cashing all year long in what do you call it, in Lightning games.
Yeah, Lightning. But
Lightning yesterday got their first period over. They had gone under in every single other first period, so I see no reason to bet first period overs with the Lightning. Honestly,
Lightning's one of those teams.
Bet the first period under and moved on.
Yeah, right. The Lightning's one of those teams we look for big things out of this year, and then they started off real slow.
See, I expected them to take a step back.
You do.
Yes.
You said that.
They lost all their third line. They lost Goudreau, they lost Yanni Gourde, and they lost. Why am I forgetting the last guy?
I don't know, but you did it during game.
And Tyler Johnson, and then Vasilevsky's just looked tired this year. He's just looked off. So, yeah, I mean, this is a Lightning team that's taking a huge step back.
I guess that'll do that to you when you win back-to-back Stanley Cups.
And play every minute throughout the entire thing.
Right, and you just get a little tired. But Vegas so far is on track. Today, they're up 2-0 right now. They just started the second period. There's about 4 minutes into them. This is a good game, too, against Colorado. Colorado and Las Vegas, there's no love lost there. No. They're not teams that like each other, so this is gonna go.
I did cash a play on that game already. I had the first period over in that one, and I told you guys during game time decision. I personally didn't bet it, but yes, goal in the first 10 minutes.
Yes,
hit in every single Vegas game, and now
crazy
5 out of 6 Colorado games.
Crazy. The Devils. Stimmy says the Devils did him dirty. Man, talk about that.
Same here.
4-0 first period.
4-1.
Boom. Now it's 4-1 now, but it's halfway through the third. Richie P also says Flames went off in the first period and then stopped. I need over 6. Well, you got 5 right now. You still got 13 minutes left in the game, so you're not out of it, but it doesn't look good. AJ says Astros boo. We only talk hockey, but yeah, boo.
I have their first 5, yeah.
Ouch. Speaking of some games for tomorrow and those Golden Knights in that bet you like, Las Vegas Golden Knights at the Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars small favorite -115, total of 5.5. You talked about this briefly on Game Time Decision, how much you liked possibly the Stars today. Are you still on that, even though the Knights are having a good game against the Colorado Avalanche?
Yeah, I probably will get to that. I'll probably get to the Dallas Stars in this matchup here. They're at home. The Vegas is going to be traveling after a hard-fought game against Colorado. Yeah, I can definitely see myself getting to some Dallas Stars tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to get to that first period over in that game, mainly because this may be an underplay, to be completely honest. I'm trying to get my numbers up here because Dallas has played heavy to the under this year. Overall, they are the second lowest scoring team. They have the same amount of goals as the Arizona Coyotes this year. And they're a team that's gone under in every single game this season. They're 0-6-0 to the under. And I expect that to probably continue there. I'm probably going to ride Dallas under. That's just the style of hockey they play. If we look at, I'm trying to get these numbers up here.
Plus, Vegas is on a back-to-back. I know
Las Vegas
that plays
on a
into
back-to-back, yes.
A lot of stuff for you.
Yeah. Heading into today, teams on the back-to-back were 7-16. Currently tonight, they're on pace to go 2-0. Yeah.
Calgary.
I
stayed away from Calgary, and I wanted to take them, but because they were on for my dog play on Morningwood on the group page for that dog bet or whatever, I was gonna take Calgary, and I thought back to back. I'm going to stay off. Instead, the Lightning, I'm going to take the Penguins. Here was my thought process. I'm going to take the Penguins for that dog play because the Lightning, I don't know. They look tired. It's like everything we've just talked about. And then what happens? Calgary's up 4-1, and Lightning are up 3-0. So,
yep, it happens.
Welcome to hockey, folks.
Welcome to. Nothing is safe. I mean, we can talk about bad beats. We talked about it during Game Time Decision. I mean, no bet is ever safe in hockey, and remember, it's not over. It's not under till it's over.
That's true. Richie P likes the under in that Night Stars game as well.
That's probably where I'm going to go for that game tomorrow. To be completely honest, under 5.5.
Atlanta 5-0, 2-run shot in the third inning. Oh my goodness.
All right, I don't care about baseball anymore.
We're done with baseball forever. Richie P, Stars and the under covering machine.
Yeah,
I agree.
They are.
I agree.
They are a slow, low-scoring team. They're very conservative in their style of hockey. And yeah, I like the.
Let's talk about this game. I know you like this game a little bit. The Boston Brewers at the Florida Panthers. Panthers slight favorite, -120-ish, depending on your book. Total of 6. Talk to me about this game. You like this game at all?
Love this game. Love this game. I have already placed a bet down on this one. I got the lines moved slightly against me. I think they're now -123. I got it at -127. Give me the Florida Panthers in this spot here. Keep going undefeated in this game or this season. They're going up against a Boston Bruins team that won on Sunday against not Ottawa. They won on Sunday against Buffalo. No. Why can't I remember who they beat on Sunday? But they're coming off of a win that I had them. Oh, the Sharks. And they didn't even cover the puck line.
4-3.
Yeah, they were up 4-1 and didn't cover the puck line. This is a spot potentially where I definitely have the -127 already on the Florida Panthers. I might tack on the puck line. They're 5-1 on the puck line though, so far this season. They are winning games, and they're winning games by margin. This Florida Panthers team, 4-0 at home, 5-1 against the spread, 5-3 against Arizona, 4-2 against Philly, 4-1 against Colorado, 4-1 against Tampa Bay, 5-1 against New York, the Islanders. The only game that they haven't covered the spread was when they were a favorite against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They won 5-4 in overtime. Since then, they've won 5 straight games, and all of them covering the puck line, -1.5. And against good teams, too, other than Arizona. Philly's a mediocre team, but Colorado, Tampa Bay, and the Islanders, those are all playoff teams this year. Those are all teams that are going to be playing for the Stanley Cup, and Florida just mowed over them. So, yeah, I like the Florida Panthers in this spot to keep their undefeated season going. I'm going to ride this Panthers train out until it dies. This is a team I'm going to be betting on for a decent amount of this season. I did have them last game against Arizona, and I rarely lay puck lines. If you know me, I rarely lay puck lines. I had a puck line at -120, -130 against the Arizona Coyotes. I laid a puck and a half, and I laid a -130 on the Florida Panthers.
I know that's totally against all things Nick Earl.
Yes, it was. It was the right play. It was the right play.
100%. Sometimes hockey is very, very, very situational. It is similar. It's apples and oranges to basketball, but it is similar in those back-to-back situations. Hot, who's not, stuff like that. Right now, the Florida Panthers are hottest team in hockey.
They're the best team in hockey right now, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And I like this over because Boston can score too, and I think Florida's going to get there. So I like this game over. Probably lean Florida as well, but
in order for me to attack an over on this game, I need to see it be Sergei Bobrovsky in net, not Spencer Knight, which is projected to be Sergei Bobrovsky. If they can confirm that, I'd lean towards the over. I'd prefer the team total over for the Florida Panthers in this one.
Is it at what's it, 3.5?
I mean, I don't have a line on that right now, but I'll probably get around to it.
But I would imagine.
Line 6,
I don't think it's out yet.
It's probably 3.5 at -110, -115.
Fair enough.
It's probably on Pinnacle or on one of those
somewhere
sports books. Right. There's a couple I don't know if we're supposed to be mentioning it, but Pinnacle always has lines early. If you guys ever want to know where the lines are going to move, they're usually the book to look at, because if the line's going to move one way, they're the leading indicator book of where the money is going to go as well. I've noticed, and they're usually the site that has lines up the night before for first fives as well when it comes to hockey.
Right.
Florida Panthers team total is 2.5 at -160.
A little too juicy for me, yeah.
Yeah, a little too juicy.
We'll see how that plays out tomorrow.
We'll see how it happens, yeah. But I'm definitely going to have that. I mean, if you want to take a huge stab, the puck line is a +192 on my book. That is definitely something. And I said that the other night.
Sprinkle a little there.
Yeah, I said that a little bit yesterday when it came to that Carolina game against Toronto. I said, if you guys want to go for a big score, take their puck line. And I was flirting with that puck line. I just never got around to betting it. But another way you can attack games if you don't want to pay juice is I have to find the link for it, but there is a -1 calculator where you put half your money on the puck line, half the money on the money line, so that if they win by 1, you're essentially pushing.
Okay, I read an article about this somewhere sometime like years ago, and some guy swore by this. And he's like, let's say your unit play is just for round numbers, it's $100. He says, why not throw 50 on the puck line and 50 on the money line? And this way, you could still win both, but if they only win by 1, you push. And that brings up a great point to as far as angles goes. It's not. I don't think it's really. I don't think you should do that on every game, obviously.
No.
But I think in certain situations on some games like this game here, if you can get some close to +200 on a puck line, if it's a close game, empty netter is an empty netter. You can get an empty netter real easy. Now all of a sudden your +192 looks great. And your money line. You know what I mean? So those are the games. It's very situational, I think.
Yes, it's very situational, though. Yeah, if you like, basically what I'm saying is if you like the puck line on some games and just, or if you like a side, like if you look at maybe like the Capitals tomorrow at -194 for the money line, but a +115 for the puck line, you can probably create a -1 and get it for around -140-ish. I mean, you can always just take teams in regulation as well. The three-way line is something I'd rather play rather than a puck line, because you only have to win by 1. It just has to be in regulation. So regulation lines is where I always used to go.
Speaking of those regulation lines, that's something that I've been experimenting with this year alone. Because as a lot of everybody in the chat, I don't know if you guys know or not, I live in Las Vegas. So for me, up until about a year ago, I really wasn't betting on a mobile app. Okay, I was going into the sports book, placing a paper ticket, hand-to-hand, whatever. So I really wasn't diving deep into these first periods or stuff like that, or even baseball. First fives, I did that, but Nerfies, stuff like that, really wasn't a lot of in. But for this particular thing, though, with the in regulation, explain the three-way bet to people that do not know or that are new to it, if you will.
Yes, basically, if you guys are new to it, now this applies also with when it comes to three-way betting. Just think for the people who do this, think about betting soccer. You pick a side, or a draw. Now, basically, if I say, let's use this Calgary, New Jersey game example.
Okay.
If I wanted New Jersey to win in regulation, they would have to win on the three-way regulation line. If it were to go to overtime, my bet wouldn't cash, even if 1 second in overtime, New Jersey scores. Doesn't matter. If it goes to overtime, the draw cashes, not the three-way line. So now that's one thing I did cash a decent amount of when it came to the playoffs last year in the first round. Draws.
Yeah.
Regulation draws. I mean, that's probably something that, I know one of my good friends, Terry Edelman, loves his draw plays. One team that if you guys want to ride draws with, Dallas tomorrow.
They're defensive-minded team.
I don't think they've won a game in regulation yet. So this is a team that goes to overtime an awful lot. Let me get them up real quick. I can
double check that. Why I go back over to the because Richie P. I see you, Richie P. He hit your over.
They've already gone to overtime or shootout in 3 of their 6 games. Now keep in mind, regulation draws are around plus 300 odds. You're making some decent money.
That's some nice Dallas little cash, and you don't have to hit that every day.
Nope, you just have to hit 1 out of 3.
Exactly. So, but go back over to the chat here. Oregon 245 Anya says Tampa has lost 2 games. You think they're going to lose another one? Yes.
I mean, tonight when they scored their first goal was the first time they had a lead this season.
Yeah, right.
Their 2 wins were on overtime, where technically they just won the game, they didn't have a lead. So, this is a team that hadn't led till then. They're playing on a back-to-back. Their best player is out. I mean, this is a Tampa team I'm going to look to fade continuing down the stretch.
Fair enough. Richie P did cash that over in that Flames game. It's 5-2 now. 6.5 minutes left. Oregon says always take a team that lost 2 games. They definitely do. See, I don't believe in this theory. We talk about this. Yeah, we talk about this in baseball. I don't believe in what's about to happen. I believe in what's already happened.
Yeah.
So if you've lost 2, you'll lose 3.
Yeah.
I don't believe in who's due.
Yeah. Here's the thing with that. Their due factor is a load of crap. Because when it comes, I mean, and you can look at this in baseball as well. No way the Dodgers get swept. Yeah, good teams lose games. Newsflash.
Happens.
We're gonna
happens all the time.
We're gonna have a stretch down the season where undefeated teams are now the Panthers, the Hurricanes. They're going to lose 3 games in a row. They're going to lose 4 games in a row. It happens. Teams go on slow stretches. Guess what? We're going to have a stretch down the year where Buffalo did it at the beginning of the year, where Arizona, whatever. Where really bad teams like Arizona and Anaheim, all those really teams that are supposed to be cellar dwellers that we're all going to be fading. Guess what? We're going to be betting, or they're going to win 3-4 games at one point in time this year. Every team wins. I remember hearing this. Every team wins 40% and loses 40%. It's what the other 20% happens. So good teams are going to lose.
Like that.
Bad teams are going to win. That's going to happen. So
I like that.
That's why when you're betting games, you have to price them out. If you project a team to win 60% of the time, be willing to lay minus 150 on them. And if you have a game where one team wins, you project one team wins 60% of the time, and there's an underdog at plus 175, plus 180, guess what? Take that ugly dog, because they are going to win 40% of the time, and you're going to make money. If you think 60% of the time or 40% of the time the underdog wins at plus 180, you're making some money there. So that's one thing you have to do. Price out games, and keep in mind,
where do you think they will
win? Good teams will lose.
Right, because at the end of the day, I don't know if it was you or your brother said this. I mean, let's be honest. We're trying to predict the future.
Yeah.
This is what we do for a living, folks. We predict the future. This is what we're doing with our hard-earned money, trying to predict the future. So predict it. Price that game out. Where do you think it's going to be? I know we talk about this with college football all the time. Here's where I have this game priced out. Here's where I have this game to the
Here's
lines
my
at.
Projected line for this.
Here's my exactly.
Line for that. That's what I base my bets off of. If I project a team to be a 7.5 point favorite and they're sitting there on Sunday night minus 3.5 at Michigan State, I mean, I'm not listing specific games here or anything like that. and I project the game to be there. Guess what? I see value on that side. It's the same thing with tonight. I mean, I projected New Jersey at around a 54.5% chance to win this game, which means they should have been around a minus 120. I bet it at minus 105. Guess what? If this comes up tomorrow morning, I'm betting the same thing again if I get that line. Now, if the Flames were at plus 135, plus 140, I'm betting the Flames. It's all about betting the lines. It's never about betting the teams. And that's just the way it is.
Fair enough. Let's say hi to Miss Allie, because she is somewhere trying to keep her woosah on while the Astros fall apart in Game 1, but that's why they play a 7-game series. Yeah. So I feel you there. Rich P says, what up, Allie? You can wipe him off the board. He's done in last Woodie already. No, Tim, we're not talking about that team. What's up, guys? Astros choke. Well, there's still a lot of baseball left, and the Astros can put up runs, so I'm not counting that out till it's over. That under is looking good for you. Tim says Buffalo will at least make the playoffs. No, they won't. God damn. I can't believe you made me read that out loud.
They're going to finish last in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, Nick woke up and chose violence. Don't mess with Lenny Michigan State. Listen, this is why they play the game.
Exactly.
This is why they play the game.
We can have our games on paper all year.
We're going to disagree about this Michigan State football game till Sunday or till Saturday afternoon after the game is played. Okay? And once the game is done, we'll probably still disagree about it. But to each their own. So that's going to wrap it up for us for hockey. We are here every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. Net Picks and Chill. Let's talk all things hockey. Tomorrow, I will be back with I was going to say like the little brother of Nick Earl, Tim brother. Tim, I think they call him Tim, but we call him like Dimwit Tim. I don't know. He's that weird other Earl brother. But we'll be talking shooting hoops with Tim and Lenny tomorrow night. Same time, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. We will be talking all things basketball on Wednesdays. And Tuesdays, it's all about NHL.
I agree with you, David.
I've
already bet them -3.5.
Yeah. I've already took them +3.5. I've already took Michigan State +3.5 and +4. And on the money line. So, great show. Appreciate you, Richie P. Thanks for stopping by. As always, everybody, we'll see you next Tuesday for Net Picks and Chill. Good luck, everybody. We're out of here. Take care.